I always felt like I was nothing like who they wanted me to be. Made my way through hell to find another life. From what I could tell, I'm doing something right. The daylight dawns my destiny. Had to find a way about the box I'm in. Had to reach within myself to find the wind that'll carry me to where I dropped the pin. When I manifest in my direction, never could I catch the wind before I learned to swim. Had to keep the flame of light that burns within. Now he is I, no lie, and I am him. Hit the drum roll, I don't need no one to save me. My whole life I've been the same beat. They would try to call me crazy, but who's the crazy one now? Yeah, and really can't blame me. With all these devils trying to break free, still I'm high up in a daydream. Hey, you ain't pulling me down. I don't put on no act, this ain't a movie role. Still I follow a path I never knew before. Trying to keep my feet on solid ground. And you don't know me like that, at least I'm assuming so. But even right where I'm at, I still got room to grow. Just to keep from falling down, down, down. Got a bone to pick with who I used to be, but I'm thrown into the dudes that true to me. If they know, they know. If not, they soon to see. My determination, hesitation, never been a thing for me. I'm on the loose, agree or not, I won't stop. I read through the seas, what I came here for, so leave room to breathe on the street like you I don't need no one to save me. My whole life I've been the same beat. They would try to call me crazy, but who's the crazy one now? Yeah, and really can't blame me. With all these devils trying to break free, still I'm high up in a daydream. And you ain't pulling me down, down. I'm only human. It's hard to count all the mistakes I made. I'm only human. Don't have the power to save the day I came. I'm only human. Nobody's perfect. I've been ashamed of things I've done. I need improvement. I need to work it. So many things to change the call. Y'all be the same, yeah, shit the same, that the space be the same from the day that we came up out of Mars moon. Character traits from our parents, we behave what we were taught to. Identified by a country and a state and a race and a faith we belong to. From our face, what we label, the name we respond to. Are too innocent until we get embedded from the images we witnessed and eventually resemble what we gone through. Some people say the shape of your fate is beyond you. Others say the fate is what you make it. I try to do right, cause they bring you in the state when they see you make a wrong move. But I ain't superhuman, I don't got a cape or a costume. Homie gonna dog food, body got clean. Color to him, all we doing is not in our sleeve. Who am I to judge them hard for me to treat the non-fees? Yeah, they gonna find my dead body on the box screen. Know a lot of cool chicks, some of daddy issues. Hard to tell them many men have been up in a mouthpiece. Man, fuck a ton of women, niggas certified pimp. When the shoe was on the order for they holler around free. Cause she is a white material, both venereal diseases. Burning while they kiss. Friends in long-term relationships, lying to each other. Never told them about the 30 win dead kids that are now searching for a dad. Young adults really fall to their parents cause they run a college grad. I got background check, you do research about your past, but I never know that person in the flesh. Cause I'm only human. show her body up to get more likes. But the dude got in trouble cause his girl saw him hit the heart sign.
I'm only human. The mechanic. But you know what is sticking out to me is the very last of it is the IC part. It's seeing. It's seeing. It's being able to see where we need to fix, where we need to heal, where whatever is needed. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's a correction of our behavior. Sometimes it's so many different things, but it's just being able to see. But only human. You know, we can only a lot of times we learn lessons, right? Well, lessons, we go through lessons. And there's normally multiple levels of that lesson, which is what? It's multiple levels of understanding, right? And from each transformation, from each integration of, the previous lesson, the previous level, we go into the new level and we reflect and we look back and, we look from a different lens, a different perspective, from a higher perspective this time. And it's like, we see things differently. We perceive it differently. But it's back to that same energy of like, it's a new level of accountability. But what's interesting too is I'm getting the energy of if it's not broke, don't fix it. It's the energy of impatience. It's the energy of checking the watch. Is it here yet? The funny thing about that is the more we check the time, the slower it goes. What they say about time is that when you're hanging out with your friends, when you're having a great time, when you're living in the present and you're truly enjoying the moment, and then it's the whole night went by, the whole day went by, and then but it didn't feel like that. Well, in all reality, you didn't age. But if you sat there miserable, watching the clock, watching the time, that's why it's so important, not to go where you're tolerated, to go where you're celebrated, where you're, if you go where you're celebrated, it's going to be somewhere where you're going to find enjoyment in the present, in which case you're not going to be watching your clock, in which case you're not really going to age. But then we constantly put ourselves in places and around people that are negative and bring us down. We constantly, do rituals, the happy birthday rituals, and we seal it with the blowing of the candle, it's rituals, aging spells, we cast these spells upon ourselves. We were only born once. We have a born day. We celebrate our born day. Some people celebrate it for a week. Some people celebrate it for a month, but we were only born one time. Well, that's interesting too. But it's a true rebirth. The true rebirth is coming home to your soul. Because it's a whole new level of of born again. It's the true teachings of Yeshua. It's how to see our own divinity, how to see our own gifts, it's how to see our own lessons as our teacher. How to see the blessing in the lesson. How to see how it's not what happened to me, it's what happened for me. That's for somebody.
Breaking up a barrels, my manager pissed at me cause I was drunk going live. Last night on my phone doing broke like it's cool, but I know it one's live. Sometimes I'm almost front mine. When the brakes on the line like I'm doing fine. But I ain't wanna quit before it's too late. Pump the brakes, it's secure, I wanna lose weight. But I can't cause I drank socially, the only way that I can function. This the people in the public, this up in assumption. When I should've called and had a one-on-one discussion. Disgusting, I'm cussing on someone that I trusted. You think in the glove fit, struck in the rut, hit it, know the minute that my friends called. Last Christmas, I was distant and distant, I went off. Fuck, I wish I didn't end for my in-laws. Pissed off, rolling, jogging, rollers on a thin wall. In my living room, and ever since it's been a pitfall. Really need my family. I don't never call them, ask them how the kids are. Tell them that I miss y'all. Kidding on the insults, but I had a thick skin. Do it just to follow me, don't gotta leave a 10 cents. Caught up in this business.
caught up in it, but it don't fit in. But not fitting in. It's the energy of it's the soul agreements that we come down here for. And a lot of times, we come into these agreements, it's the people that, when we meet, it's that initial connection. Like, we feel it initially, right? It's because there's some sort of soul contract there, right? It's the people we just have an instant bond with. Interesting to bond with, bandwidth. Transferring energy, transferring knowledge. But it's the non-disclosure agreement. It's the known on a soul level, the lesson that's meant to be learned in the situation. But would that even be on the subconscious though? Well, it would have to be, because your subconscious is tied in with your higher self. So yeah, I mean, it's just we feel things like to our bone, like when we're being called to certain places, when we're being pulled to certain places, certain music, artists, there's certain things that we're just pulled to because there's something there. There's some sort of activation. People can be an activation, just through a conversation or a tough lesson. Places can be an activation. Music can be an activation. I'm being reminded of Beethoven. What is that? It's like Symphony 7 Part 2. It's like the first 3 minutes of that. You're supposed to listen to that in like a very calm state, a meditative state, and you listen to that, and it's supposed to, reprogram your mind. I would probably imagine, if you did some, it would probably help to microdose something. If you microdose some of those, so you're already forming new, you're already reconnecting things in your brain. Then you do that. You could probably double stack some of that shit. I don't know. Who knows what would happen? Who knows what would happen? Who knows what would happen? That's interesting too. Who knows what would happen? It's the energy of trying to destiny swap. It's the energy of who's gonna know. As long as we can pull it off, who's gonna know? That's the funny thing too, is like people, trick themselves into thinking that the only eyes that could be on them are in this realm. You know what I mean? It's just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not here. All the stories about, Bigfoot and fairies and this and that and all these other things, they dwell in another realm. They can cloak themselves. They can go in and out. They can come into the 3D where they're visible, and then they can also shift themselves. It's a consciousness thing. But that's interesting too. You want to get into consciousness. Some of the great builders of the times, there was all different levels of it, but it got to a point where some of the greatest builders, they built with their minds, with their consciousness alone. That's how some of these buildings, some of these things, that it's like, well, some of them were built with frequencies, using frequencies to raise things up, but it was also consciousness. On some of the highest levels, it's consciousness. It's just pure consciousness, just creating things out of pure thought. But those are the true masters. And here we are, degressing as we go on, and we call it, what, progress?
Close to the edge with a mind unglued, with a room tilt slow and the chest feels screwed. Still found straight cut clean through the pew. That kind of rescue don't come from mood. If all we are is glitch and game, why every soul want a cleaned up name? Why every grief feel heavy the same? Why love feel bigger than a fire and brain? I live in the tension, but I can't lie plain. The more I stare close, the less thou rain. I see the cost, golden moral chain, God in the backdrop, clear as pain. Christ is God, and God is true. If you think not, then it's hell that's due. Accept Christ now, 'cause the truth. Yeah. Everywhere we go to, drinks that keep on pouring till the early morning. So everywhere we go to, looking extra fly, always pull up with some extra style. Everywhere we go to, party never over, and we never sober. So everywhere we go to, gotta thank the line for the crazy shit that's happening
You know, you were just talking about smoke, but it's, you know, what's interesting too is, you know, there's lots of beliefs behind cannabis, right? There's lots of beliefs behind it. You know, as coming out in the Epstein files, you know, it's said in there to help fight against mind control, right? It's proven in CIA documents that our thoughts aren't necessarily ours. Mind control comes from, you know, they can send thoughts into us, they can steal our thoughts, right? That's coming out. That's already been out, right? You know, but there's a lot of beliefs that, one, cannabis didn't originate from here. You know, two, there's a lot, just like every plant, you know, when you're growing food for your garden, you're supposed to put the seeds in your mouth because they're amazing things. You know, it embeds your DNA into the seed, and then it naturally knows what your body's deficient of and what your body needs. And so that plant will produce what you're deficient of. That's what it's naturally made for. You know, you speak life into it, you know, you speak positivity around it, and it's going to grow faster. It's going to grow better. It's around negative environments, you know, but it's interesting. You watch nature. You want to find out about yourself, you watch nature. You know, but at the same time, you speak life into yourself, and you watch yourself grow. But it's intention. Intention is everything. A lot of people, you know, they do good things with the intention of getting recognition for it. You know, it's the wrong intention. You're better off doing nothing, you know, because energetically you did nothing. You countered it. You were doing it with the wrong intention. You did nothing other than a waste of your energy. You know, but to go into it, you know, some people like, you know, I have ADD, and it slows me down. It helps me to slow down the fucking racing, because it just go, 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 go. It's a blessing and a curse sometimes, you know, but it's hard to shut off. It's nice to have something to help you do that. You know, there's a lot of benefits to. It's funny. You look at all the benefits of natural things, and then you go to the side effects. Minimal. You look at the benefits of man-made witchcraft medicine. You know, you look at the potential risks and damage, and the damage always outweighs the benefits. It's always a much longer list. You know, all these billion-dollar industries, you know, these cleaning chemicals, everything that we use on a daily basis. Everything from the fuel to heat our houses and, you know, to move our cars. You know, it's not efficient. Well, it depends on what purpose you're trying to serve. You know, if you're trying to deplete the slaves of their flow, of their money, their energy, then yes, it's working perfectly. We shouldn't be using these things. They only exist as a form of control. But it's funny, the suppression of technology, the suppression of information, the suppression of knowledge. And then, you know, we either come back to that same understanding and knowing and you know, on our own, and it gets suppressed, or they sell it back to us, bits and pieces, at a cost. Because they're so kind. They're so kind to spend, they spend a lot of vigorous time researching and figuring this shit out. No, what they do is they spend lots of time figuring out how to break it down and sell it to us in bits and pieces and breadcrumb us. Fuckers.
Feed up the kings like the fiends with the pipes. I'm just another human being with a knife, trying to carve in this hindsight and feel alive before I die. Lay me down and cut me down from outside of me. You best believe the mind is moving now, you cannot lie to me. And I've lived in the mouth of the beast like we fight to survive in these heights. These nights it seems like to recite. When we write just seems trite that we need lights in the mouth of the beast like we fight to survive in these heights. These nights it seems like to recite. When we write to sing strike, I need light.
We will not comply with the institution's sick illusion. No, it won't be televised. Welcome to the revolution. We will not comply with the institution's sick illusion. No, it won't be televised. Welcome to the revolution.
The revolution won't be televised. Government been telling lies. If you're not with us, you better step aside. Witnessing a genocide. Everything is centralized. The food that we consuming, they spraying it out with pesticides. Easily identify the sheep or the snake, the real and the fake. Giving us a reason.
You know, it was the government creating genocide. Genocide. You know what's funny too is people think that the president is really in control. I mean, to an extent. But you know, the funny part about it is the control that we've given to, you know, factors of the government like the CIA and when the FBI. In which case, if they get a president in that's not going to support their agenda, they're going to block everything they're trying to do nonstop. And it's okay because they only have to ride it out for 4 years. At worst case scenario, only 8. And then they'll outride it because guess what? They're locked into their position for a long time. They're not going anywhere. Their mindset, their programming, everything that they're trying to establish, which is the destruction of us, you know, the illegal surveillance, the suppression of knowledge, information technology, you know, it's all right. The president, the president isn't even, aware of a lot of the programs that our taxpayer money fucking pays for. You know, but taxation is theft. And if we stop paying taxes, which we aren't obligated to do to begin with, the IRS even says that. They can't prove it in court that we're due to pay it. They can't prove it. There's no law that proves it. They can't prove it. If we all stop doing it, we suck the motherfuckers dry. And we go back to the old ways of how things used to be. If you wanted something done, you support it. Put your money where your mouth is. Don't just fucking talk about it. We're done talking about it. Be about it.
Telling me I'm acting different, I'm like, fall back and don't test the beast. Say they want smoke but won't step to me. Otherwise they're gonna witness a grotesque defeat. Like die motherfucker but don't rest in peace. Bitch don't burn me, the info's sure to be all of my dick. I spit so thoroughly, y'all got next but I live dope currently. Turning my cash into cryptocurrency. Everybody wanna follow where bingo. In the back was for me this limbo. Chef cooking, I be coming with the big dough. Anybody trying to get a slice gets Kimbo. Came up, let the rest irrelevant. Tell them I be going in, no self-development. I'm a killer with the pen, don't test the rhetoric. Quit school, got bitch, I'm a blessed degenerate. I've been a living legend, this is not a hobby, it's a second section. You won't ever see me spend a minute stressing, running through these hurdles like an intersection. I've been given blessings that I won't waste, and my biggest weapon is my own faith. If a critic stepping, I'm a clipping testers with a Smith and Wesson. Like, no, wait, better get running, don't got a weapon. I'm talking, but I've been ready to bust and I'm fucking bound to. They know the devil is summoned, no gotta tell them I'm coming. I got your brother and double when I surround you. Damn, too real to put them up on the billboards. What I got, they trying to get it in pill form. I'm a young king in the game when I'm built for. Hearts break when I come through, stillborn. They know that we next. Ain't
The
with a
fuck
label
was
that
that
hold me
restriction
back.
for?
And I know it's sooner that I don't need none of you hoes. It's probably my only regret. Homie, I'm blessed and I don't need day jobs. I made hits for a living, I'm A-Rod. No, I don't miss, but the rhymes got aim. My life is a beach and I'm paid this Baywatch up. Nah, whole thinking I'm broke, that's priceless. My dough making eyes roll like nitrous. I go in the grind mode like lightning. Quicker than the speed of sound, and that's frightening. Y'all know what I done's incredible. Probably the reason my funds been plentiful. Better fall back, you bums expendable. I aim down sights, put your lungs in reticles. Come get it, I'ma happily roast any half-ass rapper that happen to boast. Happen and won't never get a fraction of growth. Bragging about a bank, but they actually broke. That's how it goes, looking like attacking the clones. So I gotta hit him with immaculate flows. Captain the vote, no one ever passed the controls. Bad to the bone, tell him I'm back in my zone.
Hey, thank you.
Float water, caught the red tide. A smooth talker, slip when I slide. They couldn't reach us, baby, why try? Hasta la vista, baby. Bye bye. Excuse me, had to slide by you like a juicy. Wonder how we stay so cold, the flow juicy. Skin smooth, plus I'm getting fit too. I don't carry weight, but my last name do like Scooby. Oopsie, dropping another one, it's a doozy. Oopsie, dropping another one, need two, please. Who's he? Think I recognize him from the movies. John and B.B. Cooper, you might lose me. Only by the God, that's two knees. Dollar for my thoughts, gave him two like two knees. Got a lot of dough, think I needed something to lead. Money and a safety in my family, that's my two needs. What you know about a quad entendre? Name a competition that I'm not on top of. Popped off and I'm not stopping. I drop off, then I walk tall like I'm Dwayne Rock Johnson. Float water, caught the red tide. A smooth talker, slip when I slide. They couldn't reach us, baby, why try? Hasta la vista, baby. Bye bye. More space, damn it, I need acreage. Let's talk. I'm too tired of conversations. Rap game, Keanu Reeves, I'm the replacement. Rap game, Keanu Reeves, free of the Matrix. Face it, I make it. You copy pasted. I don't got time for your manager or your agent. Barely got time to manage your
Agent, Matrix, Jose Loyal, Agent Smiths. Free spirit, divine support. But August, on fire. Spiritual awakening. Could be Kundalini. But Agent Smith, I mean, it's, when you're really close to a breakthrough, it could be, it's all the negative projections that are going to come in from every angle, like all different angles. It's just about like every conversation is going to have you questioning your thoughts, questioning your actions, questioning everything. But it's all tests. Are you able to silence all the voices around you? And what is that? It's the free spirit. But it's finding the calm in the storm. It's being able to silence everything else. What I'm seeing is like, all these different paths, right? But when you silence yourself and you stop looking through these eyes, the truth path is found. And that's internally.
My payments, no squares in my circle, I don't shape shift. Take a deep breath like Kirby. Relax, baby, don't gotta worry. Shirley, your body a temple, just ask Shirley. Getting more with my brothers, Larry and Curly. New school, old school, don't know what we calling this. Low soul, mimosa, you know it's bottomless. Yeah, we want all of it, hungry as hippopotamus. Can't spell iconic without kinda Nick. Float water, caught the red tide. A smooth talker, slip when I slide. They couldn't reach us, baby, why try? Hasta la vista, baby. Bye bye.
few observations, just my own. We're on an island of society in an ocean of nature where violence lives with poverty. Hope is their neighbor. See, there's a disconnect. We think this planet owes us something. Actually believing to serve us is its only function. Our attitude towards it is too insane. Fools in pain, residing on a target in a shooting range. What happens when we lose these comfortable conveniences and fools can no longer...
Shooting range. Shooting at targets, hitting your targets. It's the way that you hit your targets. It's triggering to them. It's like they let it, getting the energy of it's like they misled people and led them to believe that you didn't know how to shoot. But then with Agent Smith, it's like secret agent. It's like undercover. It's like, you know, you look all business, but just because you're, you know what it's really given. What's that car? The driver, the guy that just he drives the Audis. Jason Statham. That's what it's given. It's that energy. It's like total badass, undercover. You know, nice, polite, straight to the point. Not afraid to tear shit up.
Longer live off the substance of the geniuses. Fuck your vaginas and your penises. Both are hairless apes. Your frivolous differences are meaningless. You speak of danger and don't even know how safe you are. Acting like a mass extinction cares about what race you are. Society coddles and lies for what's best. Nature arrives wearing the disguise of your death. We hit the lotto in a universe uniquely hostile, while the attempted separation leaves the species hollow. The subtle conflicts of the ages are problems we inherited from ancients, unforeseen. And when the battle causes anguish, it's all the society versus nature underneath. We love the comforts of community, but still treat the members amongst it brutally. They call for peace. There doesn't have to be this friction. Should we obtain balance, we'll reach the mythic bonded peak. Grotesque area.
Maintaining balance. Service industry worker. Little settlers, big talkers. It's like they told people that you wouldn't be able to balance out everything. That you wouldn't be able to balance it out. That you wouldn't be able to transmute the energy. You know, but it, a lot of times it comes from, you know, it could stem off of a spiteful, I refuse to allow them to have any sort of victory over me. I refuse to. I refuse to give them any satisfaction. Sometimes it can start out as spiteful as that, but guess what? That can be beneficial. You know, beneficial. But it's the battles we have against ourselves. It's the battles against, it's when we find ourselves challenging our old programming. It's when we find ourselves challenging our old ways. It's when we find ourselves challenging ourselves. That's a good thing. Because there's no growth. If we're not able to do that, how the fuck do you think we're able to grow? We're not. Well, what? We think that we're perfect? Oh, okay. All right, Buttercup.
Where rest becomes where enough is perilous. Nature isn't supposed to be fair or just. You got that confused with society, the lies of piety, old sobriety, the notion you're supposed to hire me. A tree of life in a forest of death, upon a leaf that employs the duress on a planet.
A tree of life in a forest full of death. You know, but what's interesting about that too, though, you know what's happening in Africa? They went and they started, you know, the desert started spreading more and more and more. And what they've done is they've taken a plant, I forget what plant, but it's a plant that has a long root system, right? And it adds strength to the ground. And so they went and they started planting it as like, just as, you know, if there's a forest fire, you go, or if there's what I've seen recently a lot is the farmers, their whole field's on fire, right? and you don't sit there and start mourning your loss. This guy's on the tractor, going through the field, right up along the line, through the whole field to preserve what you have left. It's counting your losses, not sitting there crying, mourning, waiting for your whole crop to be destroyed. It's fucking getting out there and fucking getting it done. They didn't expect you to be able to do that. It's like it's the energy of expecting you just to submit, sit down, be engulfed by the flames, just woe is me, cry yourself away in a pity party. You know what's interesting too, though, is I'm seeing like crying tears into a pool, right? And then, but what happens if you're in the right state? If you're all mayhem in the water, flailing around, it's harder for your body to naturally float. But if you're calm, if you're at peace, if you rest, if you be still, what happens? You float.
Forbidden death, would you expect from the killing game? The lioness showed up at the same time that your feelings came. Simple and plain, survival of the fittest ingrained to be retained in the primitive's brain. Your weakness will get weeded, even if you think it's better off to be conceited. It's undefeated, more confirmed than the internet. It'll kill a vet like a sniper hits a simple silhouette. So imagine what it does to the clueless, the unprepared and scared, ones who are truly foolish. The subtle conflicts of the ages are problems we inherited from ancients, unforeseen. And when the battle causes anguish, it's often society versus nature underneath. We love the comforts of community, but still treat the members amongst it brutally. They call for peace. There doesn't have to be this friction. Should we obtain balance, we'll reach the mythic bonded peak.
It's like it was. Allows you to sort of be transported back in time. That's the sort of thing I like my grandkids to be able to do. Be able to go to the same place I went. Be able to see virtually what I saw.
Nature in the interim, society in the interval. Maximum escapism, sobriety is the minimal. Intoxicated from the hubris, overcomplicate our simple world as we misuse it. Society's a nuisance.
But that's what it is. It's overcomplication. It's overcomplication. It's the energy of them expecting you to overlook the answer. Because, normally the answer, what would the answer be? Well, back to that analogy of the pool, that it's not to flail around in the pool, it's to what? To be still, to be calm. But what does that come from? It comes from being in a place of knowing that it's all going to work out. Not of a belief, because if you're still just believing it, maybe you'll float, but you're still flailing around until it becomes a knowing. It's the knowing that's the full release, and it's just you're floating. But it's blind faith. It's putting your money where your mouth is. Yeah, you say you believe, but here's the test. Do you really believe? Because after that test, it becomes a knowing, and then you stand even more firm on it. You stand even more firm on it. That's for somebody.
Tell a game of rules and pretend, where you can only own what you can defend. Essence is large, the fact is you are small. Nature plays the referee, you argue in the calls. Intelligence lives while ignorance is targeted, in a realm where you only have your will and wits to bargain with. Part of this is the cognitive dissonance we experience knowing we're born with death sentences. We're less interested in reconnecting, disrespected, until it's about to kill us to teach a lesson. So lost in age, we dismiss it and forget that our place within is uniquely intrinsic. The subtle conflicts of the ages are problems we inherited from ancients, unforeseen. And when the battle causes anguish, it's often society versus nature underneath. We love the comforts of community, but still treat the members amongst it brutally. They call for peace. There doesn't have to be this friction. Should we obtain balance, we'll reach the mythic bonded peak.
sitting all night, ain't nobody's crutch. I ain't the money man with your money man, you ain't looking at me. I'm not the cheap one looking at my son, you ain't looking at free. I ain't the dish rag you can clean up all the shit that you dish out. Ain't got no check for 'em if you check it in, motherfucker, check this out. Ain't what you can do, but I do what I can. But I'm not a fool, there's no need to pretend. Just because you got yourself in some shit, it doesn't mean I have to come deal with it. You handle your own when you become a man. You become a man when you handle your own. Ain't what you can do, but I do what I.
Becoming a man. Becoming a man. Handling things on your own. Not pushing our burdens on other people. You know, our emotional burdens, our physical burdens, our burdens, just in general. It's not putting it. It's, you know what I'm getting at? What I'm getting at is, you know, siblings, right? Sharing a room with a sibling, and you know, one of them's tidy, one of them's not so tidy. You know, you both get yelled at for the untidy room. Doesn't matter which one made a mess. You know, you're both responsible for it, right? But it's always, you know, one of you is always taking the burden of doing the cleaning because you know the other one's not. The other one's still sitting on there, you know, whatever. These days it'd be on your phone or whatever. They're just fucking off. They're not doing it, right? You know, but it's interesting too. Is, you know, when I speak of doing the work, you know, doing the work is. It's lots of things. It's the energetic work. It could be simply cleaning your house. One, it's stagnant energy, getting it out. Two, a tidy house is a tidy mind, right? There's so many different things to it, and it's a spiritual thing. You know, when I speak about spiritual warfare, you know, how would you relate that to cleaning your house? Very easily. You know, when we speak of spiritual warfare, you know, people hear about sage and they think of just evil spirits. But guess what? You know what sage also does? It cleanses the air of airborne diseases. It's like 96%. Sage is known to do that. But hey, the $1 billion, you know, chemical industry isn't going to tell you that. Because guess what? It's $1 billion fucking industry. And how much is this? A natural fucking thing that we could all grow? Yeah. No conflict of interest there.
What can I do if I do till it's gone? Oh, till it's gone. Till it's gone. Till it's gone. What can I do if I do till it's gone? I want the trash can, not the last man at the finish line now.
You know what it is, but it's all these groups of people getting together to well systematically block our chakras. How? By keeping us trapped, by keeping us in lower ones, by keeping us engaged into, you know what I mean, all these harmful things that are always promoted to us right in our face and hiding, really making us work hard to find the good things for us. You know, it's you know what they did? You know, rail cars used to be in all the cities. They were cheap. They were efficient. That's how people got around, right? Then what happened? Then you get the tire company, you get the gasoline company, the petroleum company, you get the car manufacturing companies, you get all those people together, and they start systematically destroying the rail car systems. They literally destroyed them. They had graveyards for them. And guess what? They all made a filthy fucking career out of it. All of them. Filthy. They were filthy rich. But over what? Systematically destroying something that was cheap, that was affordable, that was efficient. The same with the airships. They would lead you to believe that you know they were dangerous, they were harmful. Of course they were. To people that want to profit off of it, they were luxurious, they were cheap, they were efficient. Of course they're gonna turn around and create events, false flag events to strike fear and to use it as a cause to get rid of it. Copy and paste that to just about, they do that with every industry. But it's always portrayed as it's for our own good. You know, Benjamin Franklin said, those that would give up their rights and freedoms for a sense of security deserve neither rights nor freedoms.
Kid on the block that you can just follow and push around. I'm not the fucking needle in the haystack that you finally found. This ain't no free break, come up with your 10 years, tie me down. I'm not a bus ride, you can hop inside and just roll it with me. Not the wheel on the wagon, you wanna break, cause I pull up the whip with the beam. I'm not the go watching the new truck, you scheming to check out, unless you looking to check out. What a mess now.
No, but that's what it is too, though. The whole group of people, you know, it's God's chosen people. God's chosen people to push transgenderism and pornography and all these other things. They take it upon them to promote it. Oh wow, you're really out there doing God's work. Way to go, guys! I bet you think you're the A-team, don't you?
Ain't much I can do, but I do what I can. But I'm not a fool, there's no need to pretend. Just because you got yourself in some shit, it doesn't mean I have to come deal with it. Handle your own when you.
Just because you got yourself in some shit doesn't mean that I have to come deal with it. You know, it's breaking generational curses. It's not taking the baggage. It's not taking, you know, you've already taken the baggage of the bloodline, but someone's individual baggage, that's on you. You can't do anything about that. Even if we wanted to, we can't do anything about that. That's your work. You have to do it. The work that's been put off from generation to generation to generation, that's what I was here to break. But your own personal work, I can't help you with that. That's something you have to do yourself.
Become a man, and become a man when you handle your own. Ain't much I can do, but I do what I can. But what can I do if I do till it's gone? Oh, till it's gone. Oh, till it's gone. Oh, till it's gone. What can I do if I do till it's gone? I jump to the sky for my people. I walk through the fire. I get love when it's equal. Don't tell me not to complain about my money and fame. When you come around me telling me I changed, I'm right, I fucking changed. When it's fucking change in my pocket, hit the bucket. It was a rocket all of a sudden. I went from shopping without nothing to going shopping for my cousins. Now that the cops know that I'm buzzing, they wanna drop me in the oven. Pull me over just to say I'm a fan. Yeah, hop and gotta love. Fuck. Ain't much I can do, but I do what I can. But I'm not a fool, there's no need to pretend. Just because you got yourself in some shit, it doesn't mean I have to come deal with it. You handle your own when you become a man, and become a man when you handle your own. Ain't much I can do, but I do what I can. But what can I do if I do till it's gone? Till it's gone. Till it's gone.
Yeah, I can't ignore that. It's Jezebel Spirit, Step Parent Energy, Rip Dealer, which is a pedo card, and the DCYF card, which is a child energy card. It's I gotta pull more cards on that. I'm picking up the energy of a pedo.
It's gone. What can I do if I do till it's gone?
No talk, I'm loaded. Knew that I'm coded. Pressure high, I own it. Every move decoded. Yeah. Chrome shine, black tint, every deal, imprint, money clean, no him, all cold, still flint, traps on my throne, every sound, my tone, from dust of grown. main, yeah. Keeping my cool, every step I want more. Built from wood, my blood, my soul. No rest, all grind, every scar, get fine. Gold teeth, still shine, dark mind, alive. Big dreams, on lock, street sound, that knock. No fear, I shot, every wall, I rock. Bass loud, I'm set, no mercy, no debt. Every target, met, still rise, no sweat. Every move, ignite, no love, just dance, real skill, not safe, enemy, can't stand, I was made, look at me, pose high, my time, every sound, in line, almost, divine, forever, I shine. In my hand, no faith, just stand, through the land, my name, expand. Retreat, I run this street. Elite heat, I'm the storm, repeat. Yeah. Power ain't giving, it's taking. No mercy, no breaking.
Why did that just dim? What the fuck? That's odd. Power is taken. That's really, I can't ignore that. It was talking about power taken, and the way I got 70% fucking battery, it shouldn't have just dimmed like that. There's no reason. But taking energy. But that's, the pedos, But that's what, these sick, twisted fucks, there's multiple reasons why they do it, Some of them do it because they believe that they take your manhood, right? They think that they pull that life force from you, right? And they can embody it, and that's theirs now, right? Some of them do it because it's the star seeds that are selected. It's as a form to break you early on. That way you never fully step into your purpose. There's lots of different reasons, but it's all for the same purpose of dimming your light so much that you don't even realize that it never went out, But for the pedos, picking up occupation of an author and a dietitian. And then I got the initials T, C, S, V, M, and Q. How the fuck do I fix that? Because now it's going to annoy me. I just had to learn to leave it to fate. It's learning to stop betraying ourselves. Well, but it's also the energy of taking command. But it's taking command of our life in the sense of the realization that we're always bringing in what we're seeking. Well, we're always bringing in what we need. It's not always what we're seeking, right? It's what we need. It's the lessons. And, well, let's be honest. The lessons aren't fun. And it's normally like, I didn't order this. This is not my order. You got the wrong house, buddy. And it's like, no, it's exactly what we ordered.
721 now, I'm popping out the tech house. Doors they open way out, I'm paid now. I ain't never had doubt, I only had to reroute. I had to block the noise that was played out. I had to put it up, this anything but love. We did it on our own, no frontin'. I did it for the love, now I just live it up. I say it once again, I'm stunning. I'm fancy, I'ma put it all on display. I'm a trendsetter, I'll be reinventing the way.
Oh man, it's they're offended that you're a trend center. They're offended that you're on display. It's no longer dimming ourselves. But I'm getting back to the light analogy of, it's the realization that we come to that, the spark of the divine can never go out. It's impossible. There can only be layers put over it, and not even by anyone else, by us. Every layer over us is put on there by ourselves. It was influenced by outside people that conned us, convinced us, deceived us that we need to put that layer on there because I can't, I can't show my authentic self this way because of this. I can't show my authentic way this way because of that. I can't speak authentically this way because of that. I'm going to offend this person and blah, 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 blah. Whole bunch of fucking nonsense that we took on. Taking on other people's weight, other people's projections, other people's lack mindset, other people's lack of being able to see their own divinity. Other people that have so many layers, they don't even realize that they have a spark in them too. But that's what a lot of the projections are. I mean, it's back to the triggering. It's when we're triggered, we should be thanking that person. We rarely ever do, but we should be. Because it's the understanding that there's something there to be learned about us. So whatever it is about it, whatever that person, the situation, whatever it is, we should be giving thanks for it. Because there's a lesson there that we're going to learn and we're going to integrate and we're going to grow from it. So hey, thank you for this shitty fucking situation.
I'm fancy, take a look, I'll show you the way. Got the laws of the universe holding the weight. I'm fancy, put me up as one of the greats. Let it flow, all I had to do was leave it to fate. I'm fancy, I was put on earth to create. I'm feeling good right now, even know what they say. I'm fancy.
But feeling good, put in this world to create. We're all here to create. Depression comes from lack of creation. Depression comes from suppression. Depression comes from bottling up our feelings, our emotions, our ambitions, our authenticity, and covering it with layers. And what are we covering up, though? We're covering up trauma from our bloodline, but a lot of times we just fixate on the negative. But guess what? When we break that generational curses, guess what? You think you're not going to get rewarded for it? The fuck you are. Of course you are. Of course you are. We have, ancestral gifts, ancestral things waiting for someone to break it. Waiting for someone to come into the bloodline. Waiting for someone to take the time to do the work. Which is what? Well, a lot of times, to the generational curse breakers, it's obvious in the bloodline, some of the things that we're here to break. It's because it's always sat wrong with us internally. You know what I'm being reminded there too is the protection. It's overprotection. It's not our, we fool ourselves into thinking that, if we force a bubble for our children to live in, that they're just going to live in that bubble for their whole life. And it's like, it takes a lot of work to keep that bubble and to keep that bubble around them. You know what's interesting too is it's hard to teach lessons you never learned. If you never went out and fucked up a lot, what lessons do you have to teach? I mean, okay, you could teach from observation, but observation is only so much. Observation from a first-hand perspective, that's a little more impactful because it's hands-on instead of just textbook studying. Textbook studying only gets you so much. It's you could be an expert on paper, but when it comes down to the actual hands-on test, you can still flunk.
And I would go and get my jersey, and those people didn't even know my name. Well, now I know you see it. They told me leave. I made a promise they would all feel it. I couldn't find the change, so I said all is. So I hope that y'all know this is Black's fucking self-proclaimed focus. This is motivation for every single chance you ain't taking. Any rule that's in your way, you better break it. Shut up, embrace it. The pain is a prerequisite. Without it, how the fuck you think you ever gon' make it? The sweat is your payment. Fucking escalator, take the stairs to the top, right from the fucking basement. Your life is a statement. And stop waiting, get your ass up today and start chasing. It's that motivation. It's that motivation. Get up. Chase your
dreams. But it's the motivation. It's the motivation to get ourselves out of the prisons that we put ourselves into. Well, but how do we get the motivation to even try? Because if you're sitting in the prison cell, and in an emotional state, and woe is me, everything's happening to me, woe is me, whoa, 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 you're not going to get anywhere. But it's the integration of the knowledge of the lesson. Because it's the realization that it's a lesson. And it's a realization of that there's something here to learn. There's something here to learn. A lot of times, a lot of people are they're afraid to expand their consciousness. They're in the sense of, they don't even give themselves the chance because they won't even look into certain things because society, the religious leaders, everyone has labeled whatever said thing is as evil, right? And so because of that, even though people are pulled to it, even though people are called to explore it, even though people are called to, it could be reading a book, it could be doing a certain, ceremony, it could be whatever it is that you're, being led to do. But we block ourselves putting ourselves in prison because of, if anyone in my family saw me doing this, or if anyone in church found out that I was reading this, or it's the way that we block ourselves. But the sad reality is, it's a projection. All the things that we're worried about, if these people found out, it's, to the point where once we realize the truth of it, it's wanting to proclaim it at the top of our lungs. Everyone needs to know this. But just because they need to doesn't mean they want to. And if they don't want to, expand their mind and consciousness, if they're not a free thinker, by themselves as it is, you're not going to get anywhere. You're casting, pearls to swine.
My name is big as Venus, Jupiter, and Uranus. Tell me that your anus got your head in it. I can smell the articles and know you're heinous. Tell me that you love me, always thinking of me, unconditional. I'm hoping I'm your favorite. Grab a fishing pole and throw me with a shark. That's the feeling I get when you're concentrating on this pen, on this pad. Tell me you willing to disown my craft. Turn the feeling of picking apart this trash. Stop. Putting my heart and my soul in these lines, telling me better to go all the time. Looking to bury a deep hole for my drop. more than you and this is more than you and your entire blood is center and abusing what I call a real is coming from a student. Tell myself to use a poem as a Uzi.
Damn.
I see the magazine, you see my
Coming from a student. Coming from a student. You know, as the energy of someone experienced setting attacks as someone they thought was a student. You know, but what's funny is spiritual ranking scares them. It's the energy of faith around and find the fuck out. And they sure did.
Let's go, shit. Come on now. Yo, my anxiety levels fit the point where I've been itching to squeeze. Me and the bottle got me thicker than
Anxiety. The thieves are getting anxiety. Flying monkeys, Jezebel's spirits. Yeah, it's given under spiritual investigation. It's giving spiritual courts in session. It's giving, they probably should have done their research before they started attacking you.
I'ma take your dodgy, y'all crash that bitch. Ain't a single plan beyond the smash of this fist. You can catch my drift to catch. I don't want to tell swim anymore. I'm done. My focus right now is on funds like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I don't wanna walk through it anymore. I'm done. My motive right now is on funds, so fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Yo, shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em. If the dice snake eyes, then I'm still gonna take 'em. I'm down to gamble, drop 1,000 on the Raiders. When you crack open the van, it look like brisket on a tray. Your favorite dropping in and out, trying to emphasize the layers. I'm player one and there is not a second player. Got that juice, I should probably know from there.
Yeah, it's the energy of your spirit team, you know, your ancestors, kicking these step parents' ass. Betrayal. You know, it's the ways that people betray that. It's in all reality, you know, when you try to destiny swap, when you try to, you know, use your free will to interfere with other people's, when you try to do any of the sort of things, it's the only person you're actually really hurting is yourself. I mean, yes, you might be able to, you know, inflict a delay or this or that upon the other person, but, you know, it's just throwing yourself farther off of your soul's purpose. It's throwing yourself farther off of course. It's adding more work onto your plate. It's funny, people think that they can just cut corners and, you know, get to the finish line, you know, early. And it's, you know, certain things, there are no shortcuts. You can take shortcuts, but guess what? As soon as you take a shortcut, you're not running the same race. You by your choices, your decisions, you shifted into a whole different race. By your choices, your decisions. No one else's. That's for somebody. I'm going to wrap that one up right there. But thanks for tapping in. Thanks for all your likes, your shares, your comments. Thank you for the exchange of energy. And until next time.